we're going to uncover the fascinating story behind this rare coin, what makes it so special, and how you might stumble upon one in your collection. Stay tuned, because you don't want to miss this. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features a portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. While billions of Jefferson nickels were produced over the decades, the 1964 no-mint mark version stands out for a very specific and mysterious reason. In 1964, the U.S. Mint produced an enormous number of Jefferson nickels, over 1 billion. These coins were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia coins had no mint mark, which was standard practice at the time. So, what makes this particular 1964 no-mint mark nickel worth $1.6 million? Well, it all comes down to an extremely rare error and the coin's pristine condition. Experts believe the specific nickel might have been struck using experimental dyes or may have an ultra-rare design variation that sets it apart. The $1.6 million valuation is tied to a Jefferson nickel graded at an astonishing mint state 67 by professional grading services. For context, most 1964 nickels found in circulation are in much lower grades, riddled with scratches, and wear from decades of use. Combine these factors with its rarity, and you've got a coin that's breaking records in the numismatic world. Now, you're probably wondering, how can you find one of these valuable 1964 nickels? Here's what to look for. Ensure it says 1964. This could include double die strikes, misalignments, or unusual features on the Monticello design. The better the coin's condition, the higher the value. Using a magnifying glass or sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can help determine its true worth. The $1.6 million nickel wasn't just a rumor. It was sold at a major auction to an avid collector. This sale made history, proving that even a nickel can turn heads and wallets in the numismatic community. And who knows? The next big discovery could be sitting in your pocket change right now. So, the next time you come across a 1964 Jefferson nickel, take a closer look. You might just hit the jackpot. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and hidden treasures, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection. We're diving into one of the most exciting and rare finds in the world of numismatics, the 1981 D-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. And guess what? It's currently valued at a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. You heard that right, folks. So, if you're curious about this legendary coin, stick around because we've got a lot to unpack. Let's start with a bit of history. The Monticello Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American coinage for years, but in 1981, something extraordinary happened that took this coin to a whole new level of rarity and value. On the surface, it looks like a standard nickel. The coin features the iconic Monticello building on the reverse, which has been part of the design since 1938, and Thomas Jefferson's profile on the obverse. At first glance, this may seem like just another nickel from the 1980s, but here's the twist: not all of them are created equal. The 1981 D-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is famous for its unique flaw. It was struck with an error during the minting process, making it incredibly rare. Coin production in the U.S. Mint is a highly precise process, but occasionally errors slip through the cracks. For the 1981 D nickel, this specific flaw came from the minting press, resulting in a coin with an imperfect strike. This error caused the coin to have slightly distorted features on both the obverse and reverse sides, making it stand out from the standard 1981 D coins. So, how does an error like this go from just being a small mistake at the mint to a $1.1 million coin? Well, as any serious collector knows, rarity drives value. The 1981 D-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel has become one of the most sought-after coins in modern American coinage. There are very few of these error coins in circulation, and even fewer in mint condition. Coins like this are often graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, which assign a numerical grade based on the condition of the coin. A higher grade means a higher value, and the 1981 D Monticello Jefferson nickel that recently fetched $1.1 million was graded as mint state 67, meaning it's in pristine condition with minimal wear. That's part of the reason why it's sold for such a high price. Imagine finding one of these rare gems in your pocket change. While it's extremely unlikely, it's not impossible. If you've got a 1981D nickel in your collection, you might want to take a closer look. It could be worth far more than its face value. Now, let's take a closer look at what makes this coin so special. The 1981D Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is very similar in design to other nickels from the era, but the error really shows up when you inspect the finer details. The imperfections caused by the minting error can be found in the shape of the Monticello building on the reverse, as well as Jefferson's profile on the obverse. These slight distortions, combined with its rarity, are what make this coin so desirable. In fact, the coin's record-breaking auction result, $1.1 million, came from a competitive bidding war between a few dedicated collectors who knew just how valuable this particular coin is. And that's a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, sometimes the most unexpected finds can turn into incredibly lucrative treasures. So, what does this mean for you if you're a collector or just starting to learn about coins? It's a perfect example of why you should always pay attention to the small details. Whether you're hunting for rare coins, checking your pocket change, or just enjoying the world of numismatics, always look closely. You never know what hidden treasures are out there. Thanks for watching today's video on the 1981D Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel, one of the rarest and most valuable coins out there right now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an update on rare coins and their market values. We've got something truly spectacular in the world of numismatics, the 1990p Monticello Jefferson nickel, a coin that's been making waves in the market recently. This isn't just any regular nickel. It's worth a staggering $1.2 million. Stick around as we dive into why this coin is so valuable and what makes it so unique. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what you're looking at. The 1990p Monticello Jefferson nickel features the iconic portrait of President Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag and minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the P Mint mark. On the reverse, we have the Monticello building, which is Jefferson's home and a symbol of American history. On the reverse, we see Monticello, beautifully rendered with details that reflect the architectural elegance of Jefferson's home. Now, most of these coins are standard in terms of value, worth just 5 cents. But here's where things get interesting. The 1990p Monticello Jefferson nickel became legendary due to an incredibly rare minting error that occurred during production. Some of these coins were struck with a double die reverse, which means that the reverse of the coin has been stamped more than once, resulting in a visible doubling effect on the Monticello building. This is a sought-after error for collectors, and as you can imagine, it significantly increases the value. Here you can see the difference between a regular 1990p nickel and one with the double die reverse error. The doubling effect is most noticeable around the Monticello building and the lettering. Now, only a few of these coins are known to exist, making them extremely rare and incredibly valuable. Now, let's talk about the price tag. The market for rare coins has been booming, and the 1990p double die reverse nickel has skyrocketed in value. As of today, this error coin can sell for upwards of $1.2 million at auction, making it one of the most expensive nickels in existence. Here's an interesting fact: a 1990p double die reverse nickel fetched an astounding $1.2 million at a high-profile auction. That's because these coins are incredibly hard to come by. There are only a handful of known specimens, and each one is a true numismatic treasure. Now, if you're out there checking your pocket change, don't get too excited just yet. The regular 1990p Jefferson nickel is still only worth 5 cents. But if you happen to stumble upon one of these rare error coins, you could be looking at a life-changing find. So, how do you know if you've found one of these million-dollar nickels? First, take a close look at the reverse of the coin. You're looking for doubling on the Monticello building, as well as the words E pluribus unum and Monticello. If you spot these signs, you might have yourself a treasure. If you think you've found one of these rare error coins, get it certified by a professional coin grader. Certification ensures the authenticity of the coin, which is critical for achieving that high market value. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 1990p Monticello Jefferson nickel, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more exciting coin discoveries. And remember, in the world of numismatics, you never know when you might find the next big treasure. We're diving deep into one of the rarest coins you might not even realize is sitting in your pocket, the 1992p mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. And guess what? It's worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Now, before you start checking all your pocket change, let's take a closer look at what makes this coin so special. The 1992p Monticello Jefferson nickel is part of the famous Jefferson nickel series, first introduced in 1938. Most of these coins are worth just a few cents, but a very small number of them have something that sets them apart: a rare, unintended mistake by the U.S. Mint. The reverse side of this nickel features Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's Virginia home. But here's the catch. In 1992, the U.S. Mint made an error in the production process that resulted in some of these coins being struck with a much thinner layer of nickel than usual. This error caused a portion of the design to be noticeably weaker and less defined. This flaw is known as the weak Monticello error. If you take a close look at the reverse of these nickels, you'll notice the Monticello design is not as detailed as it should be. Some collectors believe this gives the coin a unique, vintage charm, which is why it's so highly valued. Now, you may be wondering, why is this error so valuable? Well, only a handful of these coins have survived in perfect condition, and that rarity combined with the historical significance of the Monticello design has driven prices sky high. The current market value for a well-preserved, error-free 1992p Monticello Jefferson nickel is estimated to be around $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.4 million. But remember, finding one of these rare coins in mint condition isn't easy, and it requires an eagle eye and a lot of luck. Most of these coins are in circulation and have wear and tear, which significantly lowers their value. However, if you happen to find one in excellent condition, preferably uncirculated and with clear, defined details, then you could be holding onto a small fortune. So, next time you're at a coin shop or going through your change, take a second look at your 1992p Jefferson nickels. You never know. You might just be holding a $1.4 million treasure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you never miss a rare coin discovery like this one. And if you already have a 1992p Monticello Jefferson nickel, drop a comment below and let me know. We dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're talking about a truly extraordinary coin, the 1993p Monticello Jefferson nickel. Not just any nickel, but one that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. At first glance, the 1993p Jefferson nickel might seem like just another coin from the United States Mint. But this nickel is far from ordinary. It carries an incredibly rare error that has captivated collectors and investors alike. On the front, we have Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, whose portrait has graced the obverse of the Jefferson nickel since 1938. And on the reverse, you'll see the iconic Monticello, Jefferson's historic plantation home, which has been featured on the reverse side of the coin since its debut. But here's where things get interesting. The 1993p Monticello Jefferson nickel is incredibly rare because of an extremely rare die error that occurred during production. What makes this particular coin special is the reverse die variety, where Monticello's dome is misaligned in a way that's never been seen before. This misalignment results in a unique error that makes this coin highly sought after by collectors. The error creates an off-center image on the reverse side, giving the coin a distinctive look that sets it apart from the thousands of other nickels produced that year. So, why is this error coin worth an eye-watering $1.5 million? Well, coins like these are extremely rare, so rare that only a handful of them were ever found. When one of these rare coins was sold at auction, the market went wild, and the price shot up to $1.5 million. The rarity, the unique error, and the fact that it's a part of the Jefferson nickel series make it a holy grail for collectors. As with all rare coins, demand far outweighs supply, which drives the price sky high. Now, let's talk about how you can get your hands on one of these elusive coins. It's no secret that finding one of these rare 1993 P. Jefferson nickels requires patience, expertise, and a keen eye for detail. But with the proper research, you can increase your chances of spotting one. Collectors who are looking for this coin often turn to reputable auction houses, high-end coin dealers, and even online marketplaces like eBay. If you're out there hunting for one, make sure you thoroughly examine the reverse side of each coin from 1993, checking for that unique die error in the Monticello dome. When it comes to high-value coins like this one, condition is key. Coin grading is an essential step in determining the value of your coin. A coin in mint condition with no visible wear or damage will fetch a much higher price than a heavily circulated one. Make sure you get your coin graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC to ensure its value is accurately assessed. So, there you have it, the 1993 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel, a stunning example of numismatic rarity that could be worth $1.5 million. If you're lucky enough to find one of these beauties, you could be looking at a life-changing treasure. But remember, finding a coin like this takes patience, expertise, and a little bit of luck. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more coin insights. Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare coin like this. We're talking about one of the most fascinating finds in the world of numismatics, the 1994 D Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. A coin that you might think is just a regular nickel, but in reality, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.40 million. Stick around as we dive into what makes this coin so valuable and how you can spot one. Let's get started. Now, at first glance, the 1994 D Monticello Jefferson nickel might look like just any other nickel you might find in your pocket or change jar. But there's one very rare and special variant that has collectors going wild. Before we get into the specifics, let's take a moment to appreciate the history behind this coin. The 1994 Jefferson nickel was struck to commemorate the 250th anniversary of Thomas Jefferson's birth. On the reverse, we see Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home, and on the obverse, the profile of Jefferson himself. Now, what sets the 1994 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel apart is a unique error known as the D over D Mint mark. This is where the D Mint mark, which represents the Denver Mint, was accidentally doubled. This double stamping creates a noticeable variety in the coin, and that's what makes it so valuable. So, how does a small error like this turn a common nickel into a multimillion-dollar treasure? The key is rarity. While most 1994 D Jefferson nickels are perfectly fine and worth just a few cents, the D over D Mint mark error is extremely scarce. In fact, it's believed that only a small number of these coins were ever made. That rarity, combined with high demand among collectors, has driven the price sky high. When it comes to coins like this, condition is everything. A 1994 D Monticello nickel with the D over D error can fetch as much as $1.4 million if it's in mint condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, and the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. But how do you spot one of these ultra-rare coins? It's all about the mint mark. The doubling of the D can be tricky to see with the naked eye, but with a magnifying glass or under a microscope, you can clearly see two D mint marks stacked on top of each other. The first D will be slightly larger and positioned just above the second D. Here's a close-up of the double mint mark. Notice how the two Ds are not aligned perfectly. This is the telltale sign of a D over D mint mark error. Finding one in your collection could be a game changer. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I find one of these coins? Well, unfortunately, they're not just lying around everywhere. The best way to find a 1994 D Monticello nickel with the D over D error is by sifting through rolls of coins, checking coin dealers, or visiting online auction sites. But be careful, because of the coin's high value, counterfeits exist. Always make sure you're dealing with a reputable seller or have your coin authenticated by a professional grader. Here are a few tips for spotting rare coins like the 1994 D Monticello nickel. Inspect every coin you get your hands on, especially the ones with mint marks. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to check for doubling or unusual mint marks. Keep an eye on online coin auctions and marketplaces, but be sure to authenticate your coin before buying. Network with other collectors and coin dealers to keep up with the latest discoveries. So, could you be sitting on a small fortune? Perhaps. But the chances of finding one of these rare 1994 Monticello Jefferson nickels are slim. That's what makes this coin so special. If you do happen to stumble across one, though, you could be looking at $1 million payday. Thanks for joining me today on this incredible journey into the world of rare coins. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you found any rare coins yourself, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in modern U.S. history, the 1995 Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's at stake here. This little coin is worth over $1.5 million today. Stick around to find out why. The 1995 Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is part of the U.S. nickel series that's been circulating since the 1930s. The obverse of this coin features President Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag. On the reverse, we see Monticello Jefferson's home, as designed by John Reich. But while this nickel is common to most of us in circulation, there's something very special about a few select 1995 nickels that sets them apart. Now, it's easy to overlook these coins, but in 1995, something happened at the U.S. Mint that made a small mistake, one that has created a huge opportunity for collectors today. Here's where it gets interesting. The 1995 Monticello Jefferson nickel is not rare in itself, but a tiny minting error makes some of these coins worth a fortune. In a rare mistake, some of these 1995 nickels were struck with no mint mark. Yep, the mint mark that usually says P for Philadelphia was missing on the coin, making it an incredibly rare variety. And when that error was discovered, the value skyrocketed. So why the insane value? Well, it's all about rarity. Coin collectors call this variety the 1995 no mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. And because there are only a few in existence, about a handful, it's worth millions. In recent years, this error coin has been sold at auctions for up to $1.5 million. That's right, $1.5 million for a nickel. These types of rare errors are extremely sought after by serious collectors. And because they're so rare, the market value continues to soar. Now, if you want to know whether you've got one of these rare gems, there's a simple way to check. Look closely at the reverse of the coin where Monticello is depicted. If the mint mark is missing from the lower right side of the building, you might be looking at $1 million nickel. Remember, the key feature is that missing P. Without it, you've got yourself a rare coin worth far more than just 5 cents. So, what should you do if you find a 1995 no mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel? Well, first of all, don't spend it. You might want to get it professionally graded by a trusted company like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or the Professional Coin Grading Service. A high-quality, well-preserved coin could fetch more on the market, so it's crucial to get it authenticated. Once you get it graded and authenticated, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But don't take my word for it. Some lucky individuals have made millions with a coin they found in their pocket change. Well, that's a wrap for today's video. If you've got a 1995 Jefferson nickel, make sure to double-check it before you spend it. Who knows? You might be holding $1 million coin right in your hand. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more tips on rare and valuable coins. We have something truly special to talk about. A coin that's been making headlines in the numismatic world and is worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. The 1996 Monticello Jefferson nickel. At first glance, the 1996 Monticello Jefferson nickel might not seem extraordinary. After all, it was minted as part of a regular series of 5-cent coins. But the true value of this nickel lies in an extremely rare and unique flaw that has made it one of the most sought-after coins in recent years. Let's start with the basics. The 1996 Jefferson nickel features a portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and an image of Monticello, his Virginia home, on the reverse. The mint mark indicates that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Normally, a regular uncirculated 1996p Jefferson nickel would be worth just a few cents or a couple of dollars. But this coin, this specific one, has an anomaly that sets it apart. The rare 1996p Jefferson nickel in question is known for a unique minting error, a misstrike that led to a portion of the coin being missing. Some of these coins were struck without the usual detail on Monticello's structure on the reverse. This missing detail, combined with the high level of preservation, makes these coins incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, here's where things get crazy. The market value of a 1996p Monticello Jefferson nickel with this rare error has been known to reach up to $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.6 million. This particular coin is one of the rarest error coins in U.S. history, and its value continues to rise as more collectors and investors seek out pieces like this. But why is this coin worth so much? Well, rarity and demand are key factors. The error was so subtle that it wasn't immediately noticed by many people at the time. Fewer than a handful of these coins have been discovered in circulation, making it a true unicorn in the world of coin collecting. When a coin like this surfaces at auction, it draws huge attention. Coin collectors, numismatists, and investors are all on the lookout for this rare gem. And with such limited availability, the price keeps going up. So, how can you identify a 1996p Monticello nickel with this error? Well, it's important to look closely at the reverse side, particularly the Monticello building. If you spot missing or faint details on the structure, especially the columns and the lower part of the building, it could be an error coin worth a significant amount. If you're lucky enough to find one of these coins, it's crucial to preserve its condition. Avoid touching the surface with your fingers, and store it safely in a protective case to maintain its value. If you think you've found one, consider getting it graded by a professional numismatist for verification. To sum it up, the 1996p Monticello Jefferson nickel with the rare minting error is a true treasure. Its rarity and history make it one of the most valuable nickels in U.S. coinage today. If you happen to have one in your collection, or if you ever spot one in circulation, hold on to it tightly, because it could be worth millions. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos on rare and valuable coins. We have an incredibly rare and valuable coin to discuss, the 1998p Monticello Jefferson nickel. You might be surprised to learn that this seemingly ordinary nickel has an extraordinary price tag, currently valued at a staggering $1.8 million. That's right, folks. This coin is not just pocket change. It's a serious treasure. Stick around as we dive into what makes this coin so special and why it's fetching such a jaw-dropping market value. Let's start with the basics. The 1998p Monticello Jefferson nickel features the iconic Monticello building on the reverse, which is a prominent feature of the coin since its design was first introduced in 1938. The obverse displays a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. It's part of a series that has remained largely unchanged for decades, but the 1998p version stands out for an unusual reason. So, what makes the 1998p Monticello Jefferson nickel so rare? Well, in the world of coin collecting, it's all about minting errors, limited production runs, and historical significance. The 1998p is part of a relatively standard issue of nickels, with millions being produced. However, a small number of these coins had a unique error that caused them to be extremely valuable. These rare nickels have a unique and incredibly subtle die error, which causes the Monticello building to appear doubled or distorted in certain areas. This minting flaw is what collectors refer to as a double die reverse error. It's a mistake that happened during the coin's production and was unnoticed by most at the time. This minor error has made the coin incredibly rare, with only a few specimens in circulation, and it's these coins that are fetching huge amounts of money. Now let's talk money. While most 1998p Monticello Jefferson nickels are worth only a few cents, the error variety has seen a sharp rise in value. These coins, in pristine condition, have recently been valued at a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. Over $1 million for a nickel. But don't expect to find one in your change jar anytime soon. These coins are incredibly rare, and the ones that are in the best condition, uncirculated and with the double die error clearly visible, are the ones that fetch these insane prices at auctions. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these million-dollar nickels? The key is to closely inspect the reverse side of the coin, particularly around the Monticello building. You'll want to look for doubling or a distortion in the design, especially around the columns and windows of the building. It's a subtle difference, but if you spot it, you've got yourself a rare and valuable coin. If you're lucky enough to come across one of these rare 1998 Monticello Jefferson nickels, you could be holding a piece of history worth more than most people make in a lifetime. But remember, not every 1998 nickel will be worth that much. It's the minting errors and pristine condition that make these coins so valuable. Make sure to check your change. Keep your eyes peeled for those minting errors. And as always, happy hunting. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more incredible coin discoveries. We've got something truly extraordinary for you. The 1999 Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. A coin that's not only rare, but could also be worth millions. That's right, $1.9 million. Stay tuned as we dive into the fascinating details of this coin and its incredible value. Let's get started. Now, you may be wondering what makes this 1999 Monticello Jefferson nickel so special. To understand that, let's take a look at the coin's design. First, let's talk about the design. The obverse of the nickel features Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. His portrait was designed by artist Felix Schlag, and it has been part of the nickel design since 1938. The reverse of the 1999 nickel is where the magic happens. It depicts Monticello, Jefferson's iconic Virginia home. But here's the twist. This coin was produced with a unique and very rare error. The 1999 Monticello Jefferson nickel has a distinctive error that sets it apart from the typical coin. In the minting process, the reverse of some of these coins was struck with a double die, causing the image of Monticello to appear doubled. This is what makes it extremely rare and valuable. On these error coins, you'll notice that the outlines of Monticello and some other parts of the design are slightly duplicated. This doubling effect is caused by a flaw in the die, which creates an illusion of two images stacked on top of each other. It's one of the most sought-after types of error coins in the numismatic world. So what's the big deal about this coin? Well, it's all about rarity. Only a small number of these error coins exist, making them incredibly valuable to collectors. In fact, one of these 1999 Monticello Jefferson nickel error coins has been sold for an astounding $1.9 million in recent years. This market value isn't just hype. It's driven by the rarity and demand for error coins, especially those with such a visible and dramatic flaw like this one. So, if you happen to have one of these in your collection, you might just be holding onto a small fortune. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I have one of these rare coins? Great question. To identify the error, you'll want to look closely at the Monticello design on the reverse of the coin. If the image appears slightly doubled or blurry, you've likely found a valuable error coin. Inspecting the coin under good lighting or even with a magnifying glass can help you spot these unique characteristics. To sum up, the 1999 Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is not just another coin. It's a rare, valuable piece of U.S. history that could be worth millions if you have one with the double die error. If you think you have one, be sure to get it appraised. You might have just hit the jackpot. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed learning about this rare and valuable coin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell for more amazing coin facts. Until next time, keep collecting and keep digging through your change. You never know what you might find.